Hey, I'm Renee, but you can call me Blade, and this is the Oh My God show. And today I'm doing this video, and behind me is a fruit, is a tree called the ackee tree, which is our farms part of our national dish in Jamaica, which is ackee saltfish, and yeah, we tend to eat it with dumplings and other stuff. But yeah, that's by the way. So I have been really exhausted. I haven't walked in a minute, yeah, like maybe over a week. It was raining a lot, and yeah, my exercise clothes even tight. So I know that I'm the dress that I was supposed to wear to church today, when I was denying the fact that I was gaining weight and the dress couldn't fit me, so I was half an hour late for church because I had to find more dresses. I told you all of that, but the main reason why I decided to do this video today is to tell you that, you know what, in 2020, based on what I am feeling in my spirit and based on what I see going on even here and across the world right now, is that we're going to need more than inspiration and motivation to get through this year and to get through this season in our lives. And for me, especially me, look at what's going on behind me, yeah, especially me as well, I feel like I love to be inspired. I love to be an inspiration. I like to inspire, I like to motivate, and I also like to listen to other people who invest their time in motivating other people, like Les Brown and Lisa Nichols and Dr. Dumas from Jamaica, Aaron Dumas, and other people that is telling, you know, be successful, you know, do this, do that, whatever it is, and, you know, encouraging you. But I feel like I just want to encourage you more today, that we're gonna need more than just the cute little motivational speeches that we hear and all of these things. We're gonna need to have a relationship with God. We're gonna have to have direct encounters with God, to the point where, yeah, oh yeah, I bought ackee as well. I saw the ackee guy, he actually called me, so I was like, I gotta buy ackee. Anyway, we're gonna have to have real direct encounters with God, right, for ourselves, so that when you are waiting and you lost your job and you haven't seen anything coming yet, you haven't seen any money coming yet, you haven't seen anything tangible coming yet, you're going to have to know that, you know what, I know who God is, I know the God that I'm serving, and I know that God is a provider. I know that God is able to do impossible things. And it occurred to me the other day that some people might not have even believed my story that I told them, oh, because of Corona my company was downsizing and I lost my job, and I prayed and I decided to come home for now to see what God has in store for me. And I had someone ask me the other day, like, did you actually lose your job because of Corona or anything like that, or is there another explanation as to why I don't have my job now? And I was like, I responded to that person in that moment, but then when I was thinking about it afterwards, I'm like, it never occurred to me that some people would think that I lost my job for some other reason than the reason that I told my friends and my family and the ones I said on YouTube. And I know that at this stage in my life, and yours as well, because I know a lot of girls and boys and men from Emirates Airline who lost their jobs as well, and I know that they had to go back to Africa or Asia, Europe, and all over, and maybe they're having a similar situation where people are doubting, or people or whatever, or like you got fired or whatever. At this point, I feel like it doesn't really make a difference if you got fired or if whatever it was the reason, because the result is that you don't have a job or you no longer work with that company. Yeah, and it just reminds me as well that as you go through your season, sometimes you're not going to get people to understand you. You're not going to have to always have people who will believe you, and you might not always have people who will get it. And at this point in my life, I want God to get it. I want God to get me. I want to be convinced in my mind that the decisions that I am making for my life is good for me, is a good decision for me, to something that I am doing for myself. And when you have encounters with God, when you have real direct encounters with God, when you know that you have fasted for yourself, when you know that you have prayed for yourself, when you know that you talk to God for yourself, when you know that God is providing for me in this country. And you know, even though I'm back in Jamaica and some people might see it like I don't have ambition, I am useless, I am worthless, I don't want to stay in the big streets of Dubai and do whatever, or whatever it is that is coming in people's mind, That is not what is on my mind right now. That is not what is my focus right now. That's not what should be on your focus, right? And I was so motivated because one of my friends from Dubai who also lost a job, she was talking to me on WhatsApp, and I was just so inspired. I just felt so good that she remembered me and she called me and she was like, okay, this is the situation. I also lost a job. Like, girl, I'm here too. Like in Jamaica, living the life. And yeah, I want to get back to my point. The ironic thing about me wanting to make videos when I'm walking is I usually am tired, but at the same time, most of the time, the only time when I feel like I can think is when I walk. So sorry about that. Yeah, so I have to make this point. I don't like to make long videos, but yeah, I need to make this point, right? You can't sit down at your house or in your country and be worried about what people are going to say about you or what people are thinking about you at this point, because you have bigger fish, you have bigger fishes to fry, right? You have really big fish to fry, and only God can light them fire there. We're gonna give you escofish, we're gonna give you fried good up fried fish like what we get at the lake by Uganda, Lake Victoria. God alone I go give you what you want. God is the only person who is able to make your mess into something, right? And I always said to people that whether my decision to come here was a mistake or not, it is the same God that I will still have to depend on to pull me out of whatever I've found myself in. And I am happy and I am blessed because I cannot risk putting people or even my own selfish desires for material things to get in the way of the destiny that God has for me. And that is what molds and influences my decisions more than anything else. And that is why I don't like to complain to people a lot, and that's why I don't like to ask people for help for certain things, and that's why I don't do certain things. Not that when you need help you shouldn't ask for it, but I try to wait unless I really need to, because I like to sit in my corner and allow God, because I know God is not going to embarrass himself, because I call on the name of God. And when I call on the name of God, I have never seen God forsaking me. And in job opportunities that I wanted, even before I got the job with Emirates, there was a job that I was supposed to get with this very big hotel chain in and at that time I was living in Barbados. I flunked that interview so bad it was a disgrace. And that interview, that job would have been the best job I would have gotten to that point. Sorry, it was a job that was going to give me an opportunity to travel within the Caribbean. That time, the only time I had traveled was when I left Jamaica to go to Barbados. So one time, one flight. That job was going to give me an opportunity. I was going to be some manager or something, or training manager, and I was going to travel within the Caribbean. And I was disappointed. I was like, girl, you don't fail interviews. What happened? And it was because I failed that interview where I was so prepared for the Emirates interview. One of the videos that I watched alone for the Emirates interview had like 100 interview questions. That was only one video. First time I ever researched a lot of things, and even then after getting the job I didn't even know how big the company was, but I was still researching, I was still trying to figure things out. Now I'm telling you that story because sometimes those no's that you get in your life that you think you're gonna kill yourself for, that you won't jump off a precipice for, you don't know what God has in store for you. And Emirates' job was much better because that job was going to let me travel the Caribbean, and Emirates allowed me to travel the world. Emirates does the travel to the Caribbean, but I am from the Caribbean. I am from Jamaica, and I actually lived in Barbados for 6 months. So that's 1, 2. So I got to see the Caribbean for a bit, and I still got to see the world. And that is God. And that job came to me by accident. I saw it online. I thought it was an accident, but it was divine favor. And because I know that I got the Emirates job by divine order, by divine favor, I was happy when I left. Not because of whatever. Not because I don't like money. Not because I don't like to travel the world. But I know the God that I serve. And I know that when God says your time is up in a place, nothing should let you stay there. And when God has gone ahead to prepare a place for you, nobody can unprepare it. No gossip can unprepare it. No whispers can unprepare it, because I know the God who I serve. I don't want to make drama here, but I'm just saying that you find yourself in that situation and you respect and view the opinion of other people so much, even more than the opinion of God for your life. So your husband or your boyfriend or your family want you to do this or want you to do that, and you're willing. You're so upset when you don't please them. You're so unhappy when they're unhappy. But the God who is able to help you out when they're going to turn their backs on you, when they're going to start getting too busy for you, when they're going to not like you anymore, when they're going to upgrade themselves to better, when they're going to find better things to do with themselves and with their lives, and when they move on from you, is God alone is gonna sit there with you on the sick bed. You know, it's God alone who is gonna be there for you. So your priority in this 2021 should be to make sure that your life is beyond motivation, that your life is beyond just, you want to be motivated, you want to be inspired, and that's amazing and it works. But it's gonna come a time when you're gonna need much more than that. There are days when I'm just so quiet in my spirit, because I know that unless God speaks, I shouldn't move. Unless God is going to go with me, I shouldn't go. And the last thing that I want for my life is to be out of God's will. Is to not have God's will for my life. Is to not have God be a part of my life. And yeah, so for this year, don't listen to the noise. Don't listen to the gossip. Don't listen to those things that's going to stop you. So instead of moving forward and continuing up the hill, instead of continuing towards the progress that God has for you, you're going to have to stop here to explain to people. You're going to have to stop here to beg people. You're going to have to stop here to get people's approval. When the blessing that God has for you is on, it's up there, darling. It's up there. It's up this road. So drop what you're dropping. Drop who you need to drop and continue up the road that God has for you. Because victory is, you know, when God is about to bless you, you won't even be able to understand it. You won't even be able to understand it. And as I said, God is not a one-hit wonder, meaning that whatever he has done in your life, he has the power to do it again. He has the power to do better. He has the power to give you more, a better job, a better opportunity. And don't stay there. Whatever that there is in your life, crying, moping, reminiscing, and not getting an opportunity to get up and move forward, move on with your life. Don't spend your whole years crying over the same thing that 10 years ago messed you up. Continue up the road and know that God is able to do it. I can smile not because everything is going well with me, not because I have everything figured out. Actually, I don't have things figured out, and there's been stuff that I've even tried since I got here and things that I'm working on, and I keep telling my friends that everything is in the pipeline. But you know what's gonna happen? One day it's gonna be a flood of blessings in my life, right? So I'm not afraid to go through the process, because nothing that is good comes easy, and nothing comes easy when you're not willing to compromise and when you're not willing to take shortcuts. And that is why I have to wait a bit longer, and I know that God is going to do it, and I don't have to wait to come on YouTube to tell you people after God has done it, because I know God's character, and God doesn't operate outside of his character. And if God says he will provide, he will provide. He will make a way for me when there seems to be no way. So therefore, I can still make videos. I can still laugh. I can still enjoy whatever process I am going through. I have a condition that I've had for many years. I mean, before this walk, I felt a bit of pain, and thank God I'm okay now. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna walk. I'm not gonna let that stop me, right? And the pain just got tired of me there, so it left. You know? And I have a condition that should have stopped me from getting a job with that airline. I have a condition that has affected my day-to-day life for many years, over 20 years. And even in this 2020, that was the year, was it late 2019, 2020. God was able to introduce me to something, that a medicine that has been helping me to overcome, and it's the same medicine that kind of like I struggle. If I don't really exercise, you will see me start puffing up, because I have a hormone pill that I take daily, but that same pill makes it easy for me to kind of function normally, although I still struggle with fatigue. So for the last couple of days or a few weeks, you see me coming on YouTube and making a big video every single day. That was an advice from someone, and I smile sometimes because that's almost impossible, because the way all my energy levels go, sometimes I just really want to sleep and it's hard for me to even manage. And there are times when I go on the walk and I feel like I'm sleepwalking, but God is blessing me and God is showing me a way. So this video alone that I I'm making for you that has been consecutive videos for weeks now is a testimony that God is able. God is able to do it. So take it from me. Don't watch no face. Don't watch people. Just know that you need more than motivation to get you through this phase of your life. I know many people have lost their jobs, not just me. Although sometimes I feel like I'm the only one who did because, you know. But there are many people who lost their job. Many people who are in worse situation than I am in right now. And at the same time, God is providing for them. And you shouldn't feel badly about your situation. You should wonder to yourself, why me? Come on, why not you? Les Brown would say you have some other people's email addresses that you'd want to give out. Just understand that God is able, that God is a God who is sovereign, and his will for my life and his will for someone else's life might not be the same. And sometimes I think that's what happens with us as people. Like, you spend so much time on the fence peeping into other people's business that you don't have time to see what God has for you. You know, you don't have time to see what God has for you. And you're watching your friends and what they have accomplished, and you're watching your relatives and what they've accomplished, and you didn't spend the time to invest in the journey that God has for you. Invest in your own journey. Invest in your own journey. Walk through your own struggle. I am happy. I am blessed. I'm a child of a king. I am a walking, living testimony, and I'm not hungry. And God is providing for me, even in this situation. And I am just trying my blue best. I'm trying my blue best to see how I can make it through the season. And I know God is going to do it. And I don't have to wait, because I know what God has already done for me, where he's taken me from worse situation than this. And that's why I think it confuses some people, because they're wondering why I'm so happy in this situation. Oh, God has taken me from worse. At least I'm not sleeping on floors again. I've been through situations where I've been sleeping on floors, when I got stung by 40 leg because I was sleeping on the floor, and all of these things. And now I am not sleeping on the floor. Now I am in a better situation than I was before, and I know that I'm gonna be in a even better situation by the time God is done with me. But my joy cannot be dependent on my earnings or my job situation, because if I am to wait on those things, maybe I will never get a chance to smile. So anyway, guys, it's been a long video, and yeah, I wore a soldier pants today so to let the devil know I'm serious. I see you next time. I'm Blade, and I'm cutting.